What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Main Deck Monday, and today we're going over the Darkrai Hypno deck, which has been very highly suggested by a lot of people, and I just waited. A lot of people have already covered the deck, so I just wanted to wait a second, and I want to put my own spin on the deck. And if you don't know, let's go over the deck real quick, and I'll tell you my spin I put on it. So, your main attacker is going to be this Darkrai EX. If you haven't heard of it, your main attacker is going to be Dark Head. It's going to do 80 damage, but if your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, this attack does 80 more damage, and it has Dark Pulse. It does 20, and then 20 more damage for each Dark Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. And the way you're going to put the active Pokemon to sleep is Hypno. Hypno has the ability Good Night Babies. Once during a turn before you attack, you may leave both active Pokemon to sleep. And you might be like, why? That seems bad. Why would you want to put your Darkrai to sleep? Well, luckily, Darkrai is in Breakpoint, Hypno's in Breakpoint, and All Night Party is in Breakpoint as well. Once during each player's turn, if that player's active Pokemon is asleep, he or she may remove that special condition and heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. So you can see the obvious synergy. You have the Hypno to put your Darkrai to sleep, put the other Pokemon to sleep. You can use All Night Party to heal your Darkrai and to get rid of the sleep, and then you can use Dark Hand to knock out the active Pokemon, hitting up to 180 damage, which knocks out the majority of EX Pokemon in the deck. Now, the deck also plays 2 Shaman to help set up. The deck plays 2 Evital for Oblivion. It's still really good against Night March, which are probably, during Cities, it was the most played standard deck, and I imagine that trend will continue. And Oblivion just knocks out Joltix, and knocks out Pokemoos, and it's so good attacker. Darkness Blade is, it does 100 damage, and with the Muscle Bait, it can do 120, so it is a really good attacker, and you can power up your Darkrai by attaching Dark Energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, which is really good. Now, the thing I really haven't seen anybody do is they haven't played Zoroark in the deck. Now, Zoroark is such a good attacker, and I'm so confused why people haven't played it. I guess they're scared because it's clunky. I don't know. All you need is 1 and you're okay. If you don't know, Zoroark has stand-in. You can put it from the bench to the active, and it has Mind Jack. It does 10, then plus 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So they have a full bench. You could knock out somebody pretty easily, keeping your Darkrai out of harm's way, saying, hey, I'm going to Mind Jack you instead. Use a Dark Pulse or Dark Head. So Zoroark is still a good backup attacker. And if you don't have All Night Party, like let's say for some reason Giratina, you're playing against Giratina, they bumped your stadium, they Chaos Willed you. You can't play a stadium down now. You use Good Night Babies, and your Darkrai is asleep. What can you do? I mean, you can play a Switch. You can play maybe an Escape Rope, an AZ. Those cards seem cute, but they're not really that good. So what you can do is you could Good Night Babies, put your Darkrai to sleep, then use Zoroark to stand in, retreat, get the sleep off the active Darkrai, and then you can still use Dark Head if you whiff the stadium. Maybe all your stadiums got discarded early, and so it's really good, and I'm really curious as why people aren't playing in their deck. So if you've been playing this deck, try the 2-2 Zoroark out. Try it out, see if you like it or not. But this is all the Pokemon in the deck. Now, there's so many others you can play. There's Malamar EX. There's, if you attach your energy to it, it puts the active Pokemon to sleep. There is Evital EX, which is a good attacker overall. There's another Evital that shuts down your opponent's Pokemon tools with Fright Night. There's a lot of different options you can put in this dark deck, but I'm trying to keep it somewhat simple, but still have the Zoroark in the deck. So that's all the Pokemon to play in here. We do play 2 Love Ball, which you get out your Hypno, your Drowsy, and that's another thing too. A lot of the lists aren't playing Love Ball, and Love Ball can get you Drowsies, Hypnos, Zoras, which is really good. Now, we also play 4 Max Elixir, which is, in Expanded we have Dark Patch, but in Standard we have Max Elixir. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck, attach a basic energy you find there to a base, and attach it, oh my goodness, sorry about that. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy card you find there to a basic Pokemon on your bench. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Now, the other thing about Zoroark, let's say you have Zoroark, okay, let's say you don't have Zoroark. You have a Dark card, the active spot, you have a Max Elixir, and you have a Sycamore. Well, you don't have to Sycamore away that Max Elixir, but luckily if you have Zoroark, you can stand in, and then you use Max Elixir to a bench Darkrai, and then retreat, and then Sycamore, which is pretty cool, and once again, I don't know why people aren't playing it. 1 Super Rod to get back 3 combination of Pokemon, its energy cards, 4 Trainer's Ball, just for consistency purposes, 4 Ultra Ball to get all your Pokemon out, 4 VS Secret to reuse supporter cards. Now, the supporter cards, they're pretty probably not the best right now. I'm still working on the supporter cards, I will tell you that much. But 1 Lysander, 1 Birch, and 4 Sycamores. All I have in here right now The deck does draw pretty quickly, though, with the Trainer's Mail, the VS Seekers, the Shamans. You can burn a lot of cards, too, like a Max Elixir, Love Ball, Ultra Ball, and all your tools as well to put your hand down pretty low, and then use Shaman to draw through your deck pretty quickly. So even though you only play 5 draw supporters, you have the 4 Trainer's Mail, you have the 4 VS Seeker, you should be okay. 3 All-Night Party, so you can use the effect of it. 1 Fighting Fury Belt. Now, like I said earlier, the Dark Hand attack does 160 total, and with a Fighting Fury Belt, you can do 170, and it's situational. There's sometimes you want to do 170, and if you do 170, you also get plus 40 HP with Darkrai, so it brings it up to 220, which is nothing to laugh at. Like 220 HP Darkrai, that's hard to knock out. 2 Floatstone to give you Zoroark for retreat, 2 Muscle Man, so you do 180 instead of 170, 4 DC, and 8 Dark Energies, and it's another very straightforward deck. It's easy to understand. You use Goodnight Babies, you heal with the Stadium and or Zoroark to stand and retreat, and then attack with Darkrai. It's an easy combo to pull off, and it is a very, very strong combo. It will see a lot of play in the standard format. It's a really good deck, and I mean, hitting for 180 with just a Dark and a DC is really good. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, we're putting against Siggy playing a Colors Fire deck. And basically it's playing Entei with the Shaman and stuff we've seen all throughout Standard. Before Breakpoint, I imagine the deck will keep on going. We won the coin flip though. We will go first. There we go. Let's see. Yes, we have to go first. And let's see what happens. We are going to go first. Hopefully we get that turn 1 good setup. Alrighty, well this is not... It's okay. It's okay. We have an okay start. We had to discard a Zoroark, but hopefully our Super Rod is not prized, or maybe the other Zoroark is in the deck as well. There's a lot of different options. We'll start with the 4 Darkrai, because why not? And we'll just press done. Doesn't really matter. We're going first. And let's see. There is a Houndoom. Okay. We started with both Zoroarks. That's great. We'll Ultra Ball, discard a Zoroark and a All-Night Party. And we could either get a Shaman or a Zora. We're going to grab a Zora. I think that's the better option. We'll put down the Zora. We'll put the Floodstone on it. And we'll put down the Darkrai. And we'll pass. And the only thing I'm scared of is if my opponent is playing the Houndoom Mill deck with Bumblebee that we've seen before. Lord Plagueis, I think that's what they're called it. Fire into the active. Saltfest going to the Houndoom. And we'll see Melting Horn discarding a Love Ball and a Dark Energy. Alright, on to our turn. We get an Ultra Ball, we're going to put down Zoroark, and we are going to Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. We need a Dark Energy and a DCE. Alrighty, so we whiffed the Dark Energy, that's for sure. We'll put a Mustman on the Darkrai. We will Trainer's Mail, looking for an Ultra Ball maybe. Okay, we get a Max Elixir. We could double Max Elixir this turn, attack with a Darkrai on the bench. So Max Elixir number 1. So there's a Dark Energy. Can we pull it off again? That's my question. Let's try it again. Max Elixir trying to get another. Oh, we whiffed it. Alright, so we will have to end our turn. But next turn we do have a Super Rod. We can shuffle in a Zoroark and a Dark Energy back into the deck. The question is, we don't have a Drowsy down yet, so we can't use Goodnight Babies just yet. And we need another Birch because right now we are going to discard our only Hypno in our hand. There goes a DC and a VS Seeker. Okay, there's an All-Night Party, so we'll put that down. We'll play the Super Rod just to get stuff back into our deck, getting these 2 guys, and we will have to VS Seeker, discarding a Hypno and a Zora. We'll put down the Zoroark. We could attack with the other Zoroark because we just shuffled the Sycamore, or not shuffled the Sycamore. We just shuffled the other Zoroark back into the deck. So Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 70 cards, and we whiffed it. All right, but we get a Dark Energy. We can Ultra Ball, discard Ultra Ball and a Dark Energy, getting out a. Let's get out a Drowsy. Yeah, we'll get out a Drowsy. That seems good. Put down the Drowsy. We will stand in, retreat, and use Dark Pulse. Let's actually just retreat into Zora and just pass. Now, the thing I'm scared about, if he Melting Horns this turn and discards our other Hypno, we don't really have a way to use Hypno's attack next turn, which is kind of scary, but maybe it'll be okay. We do have Baby Eviltal as well to get back to Dark Energies. There's a Delinquent. Okay, so Delinquent would discard these 3. Oh, okay, great. How many all-night parties are discarded? 2, alright, so that's not good. That's not good. Okay, so Melting Horn, going to discard 2 cards. There's a Sycamore and another DCE. Alright, on to our turn. Okay, we get a Trainer's Mail. Let's see, give us something good. There's a VS Seeker, okay, and with this VS Seeker, we need another all-night party. Well, luckily we do have Hypno, so we can. We do have Zoroark, so we can't just rush and retreat. So that's not that big of a deal. We just need a Hypno and an Energy, and we maybe whiffed it. Trader's Mode looking for an Ultra Ball. Okay, we don't have one there, so press done. Put a Flowstone, a Zora, put down an all-night party, put a Dark Energy, and we'll Shaman, drawing 4 cards. Can we get a Hypno? Come on, Hypno. Come on down to us, buddy. And, okay, so there's the Hypno. That's good. So put down the Hypno. It took us a little while, but maybe okay. Well, good night, babies. Putting both of us up to sleep. We will stand in, retreat, and attack with this Darkrai. Now, he does have an Assault Vest, but luckily, we don't have any DCs attached to the Darkrai. We will Dark Head, knock it out the Houndoom, doing 180 damage. Goodbye, Houndoom. Taking 2 prize cards, going down to 4. There we go. Alright, so there's a Shaman and a Trainer's Mail. Alrighty, but do we have enough turns to win or not? We only have 9 cards left in our deck. There's a Fire to go to the active. There's a VS Seeker. Could grab a Delinquent. The liquid doesn't really matter because we can just stand in. We can get rid of the sleep that way. So that's a good thing about the Zoroark. We're gonna discard Evital, Shaman, and a DCE. Yeah, that seems fine. If he doesn't put down another Pokemon, we can win next turn. Does he get another Pokemon down or not? That's the big question. Nope, he does not get another Pokemon down. It doesn't really matter what happens now because we can use Goodnight Babies, putting both of us to sleep. We can then rush in, retreat to this Darkrai, and knock out this Houndoom. My opponent didn't get another Pokemon, but you can see how cool of a combo this is with Zoroark and the Hypno. Some people... they do discard your all-night party. You can just knock them out of Dark Hand that way, which is pretty cool. I still don't know why people are not playing Zoroark in their decks. It seems like a really, really good attacker. But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. That wasn't like the greatest setup for sure. It took us a while to get everything down. We didn't hit our love balls early enough and get down the Drowsy and Hypno. It was a little shaky, especially with both Zoroarks being our hand turn 1. But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second, since that was fairly quickly. Alright, let's see what happens in the next game. Alright, putting against Pando Jojo, playing a Fairy Colors deck. Now, Fairy kind of concerns me because Fairy is resistant to Dark. So we might have a little bit of trouble if they're playing like that with Heart Charm, because that means we do minus 40 to them. We'll call heads, and the coin keeps on spinning. Let's see. Okay, no, we lost the coin flip. Oh well. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we get a good turn 1, get down to Zora, get down to Drowsy. All the good turn 1 stuff that we want. Alright, so yeah, that's a pretty good turn 1. My opponent has no basic Pokemon. We'll put down an Evital, put down a Zora, put down a Drowsy, and we'll just... Yep, we'll see what happens. So there's a Roboteezy, Evo Soda, Max Potion. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Okay, my opponent's gonna get some more cards. And there's another one. Alright, cool. So, he does play Megaphone, so we will have to be careful with our tools. The question is, how many Megaphones do they play? That's the tricky part. Okay, so yes, we get 3 draw mulligans. Ha ha ha. Alrighty. Seems like every hand that I've had a Roboteezy, though. Alright, so we get 3 mulligan draws, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Seems good. Okay, that did not help us at all. And there's a Xerneas in the active spot. We see, okay, Wonder Energy go down to Xerneas and a Professor Birches, because you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. It tells only 4 cards. They didn't risk it that much, I guess. There's a Trader's Mail. Go look at top 4 cards of their deck. And what will they get? Now, Wonder Energy is not affected by attacks, right? Right, if I remember correctly. Yeah, opponent's attacks. Okay, so we're not really worried about that. We get a Darkrai. We get Trainer's Mail, grabbing a Floatstone. Alright, we'll put the Floatstone on the Zora. We will then put a Trainer's Mail. Let's see, what can we get? We actually won't get anything. We'll grab a Lysander so that we can discard it next turn if needed be. Put a Dark Energy on the active. No, let's just put on this Darkrai. There's no real need to put on the active. That way we can attack with the Darkrai next turn. And on our opponent's turn, let's see what happens. Do they have the Megaphone? Like I said, they could discard the Floatstone. But they will need the Pokemon. There's a Mr. Mime coming down with the Bench Barrier ability. We see a VS Seeker. Going to grab that Birches one more time. Going to try their luck with the risk it for the biscuit. Let's see what happens. Can they risk it and get the good biscuit? And no, only tells again. Man, it's not going for them right now. But they can Geomancy this turn to get an energy onto this Mr. Mime. But do they have another Pokemon or not. Mostly, they need a Spritzy. Like, they're okay. So there's the Ultra Ball, discarding a Mega Diancie and oh my goodness, a Mega Diancie. That is scary. Diamond Force 100 during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage done to each of your Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX, which is very scary. There's a Shaman. Going to set up to have 6 cards in their hand. Alright, but luckily we can attack Mega Diancie with a Zoroark. We see a Xerneas coming down as well. So my opponent's good. Next turn, they can't, if we knock them out, they're not going to get benched, which is good. We might be able to knock them out this turn. We'll see what happens. I mean, we just need a Zoroark. That's all we really need. Fair energy to Xerneas, and let's see what happens. Oh, no, our turn! Double DC in her hand, that's not good. So put down a Hypno, we'll DC the Darkrai, and we'll Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. Can we get the Zoroark or not is the big question. There's an Ultra Ball, we get a Zoroark as well, so that's good. We'll put down the Zoroark. We will... Good night, babies. We left the stadium, but this is the cool thing about Zoroark, like I said earlier. You can just stand in, get rid of the sleep condition, retreat into the Darkrai, and you can just knock out the Xerneas with Dark Head, doing 140 damage with resistance. There we go. Going down to 5 prize cards, and my opponent really needs an Aromatisse. There's a Zoroark. We can get into the Zoroark if we want to. There's a Xerneas coming up in the active spot. Alrighty. Let's see. What will my opponent do this turn? And like I said, they do have this start of the Megaphone, so they can't discard the Flowstone off this. There's an E-Hammer. Discarding the Dark Energy, that's not good. We see a Fairy Garden coming down, going to give his Pokemon free retreat if they have a Fairy Energy attached to it. And a Sycamore, discarding a Tierno, via Seeker and Sycamore. There's a Spritzy coming down. Alrighty, so if we can top deck an Energy, we can license up the Spritzy and making it where they can't ever use their, their ability. But we need a DCE top deck as well, so it might be a little tricky, but we'll see if we can do it or not. What's this Mr. Mime do? Juggling 10, flip... Okay, I'm not really worried about that. We need to knock down the Spritzy this turn. Alright, what do we get? We get a Darkrai. Alright. So put down a Darkrai. Yeah, we'll put down a Darkrai. We'll Trainer Spell. Just try to thin our deck out some. We'll grab... Ooh, a Max Elixir. There we go. So we can't double Max Elixir this turn. Okay. So we will, because the thing is, I don't want to. Let's see, 20, 40, 60. What we could do is Max Elixir. We could put on this Darkrai. There we go. Let's get one more. Come on, give us one more. Come on, Pokemon. I know you want to. Give us one more Dark Energy. Ugh, we left it. All right. So we're gonna Ultra Ball, discard a Birch and a Zora. All right. We'll get nothing. And we're going to Shaman, drawn up to 5. No, we're going to VS Seeker for Lysander. We're just going to go for the Lysander play and see if it can work or not. We're going to bring up the Spritzy, see if we can knock it out. All we need now is a Dark Energy, because it is plus 20 plus 20. We'll Shaman, drawn up to 6. Come on, DCE, Dark Energy. Either one would be A-okay with me. Alright, so we get the Dark Energy on this guy. We'll get the Muscle Man as well. The only thing is we don't have a supporter for next turn. So good night, babies. Put both of them. I don't know why we just good night, babies. That was silly of me. We'll just stand in and retreat to this Darkrai. Taking a knockout. I just pretended like we did the Dark Head attack, but we're using the first attack, the Dark Pulse, to knock out the Spritzy, going down to 4 prize cards. Alrighty, so we're good to go. Can we get a support card or not? Most likely via Seeker. There we go, via Seeker. We get knockout. Well, we need an energy as well, so we'll see what happens. How many energies are we down? There's 1, 2, 3, 2, so 5 total. There's 12. Okay, then there's the Spritzy coming down. We can just Lysander that up, knock it out as well, which is great, fantastic. We don't want them to use their Aromatisse Fairy Transfer ability. You know, we don't want them to move their energies around. We kind of just want to make sure we can control this game. There we see a Giovanni Scheme. We're going to draw up to 5 cards. Alrighty. We see a Headringer going down to this Darkrai. Okay. Now if they play a Megaphone, they actually get rid of this tool off this guy. We see a Geomancy. Going to get 2 more Fairy Energies out, but I'm just going to VS Seeker, bring out the Spritzy, take a knockout when it's while we can. A Fairy Energy going to the Spritzy, down to the Shaman, and 1 onto the Spritzy as well. Alright, so my opponent has yet to hit a EX, but that's okay. That does happen with the Fairy deck. So we'll VS Seeker, grabbing that Lysander. I know it's kind of risky because we still don't have a supporter card, but I think taking out the Spritzy is our best bet because I don't want them to have a Aromatisse at any point. Well, Dark Pulse, knocking out the Spritzy one more time. Going down to 3, okay. We get a DC. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And on our opponent's turn, let's see what they decide to do. My opponent might be kind of upset that we had back-to-back VS Seekers. But that's, it does happen. How many VS Seekers have we played? Just the 2. Okay, cool. Let's see. What else can they do this turn? Now, our bench is full, so we can't Ultra Ball for Shaman, which kind of stinks. Maybe should have put down an all-night party. That makes it where Fairy Guard doesn't work. But I'm not too scared this turn. There's a VS Seeker. I don't know what they can really grab. And Birch and or Sycamore is probably their best option. Yeah, we're going to grab that Sycamore. They're probably looking for another Spritzy, but it might just be too late in the game. They discard some Max Potions. They discard Aromatese, yeah. They used Start of the Megaphone, which I knew they had one. I just didn't know when it was going to come down. There's a Muscle Battle to the Dianchi. We see a Love Ball. Will they get another Spritzy or not? No other Spritzy. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. Now, the problem is... Oh, no, we're fine. We're fine. We have, I was going to say, the problem is we don't have Flowstone with the Zoroark, but we have All Night Party in our hand, and no Fairy Energies as well, so they might be kind of out of luck. Yeah, we'll put down the All Night Party. We will Hypno, use the Goodnight Babies, putting both of us to sleep. We'll put a Dark Energy on the active, and we'll use the All Night Party, waking us up. No, come on now. Come on now. What's happening? There we go, and we will Dark Hand, knocking out that Xerneas. Alrighty, there we go, 140 damage, and if we get a Lysander next turn, we can bring up the Shaman, taking the victory for sure. Alright, so there's a Love Ball. That's not a Lysander just yet. Alright, so here comes the Shaman. He's actually just going to Sky Return the Shaman back into his hand, but who will he send up? I mean, the Mr. Mime has so many energies. Don't know if you want to send that up. There's a Sycamore discarding their hand. They need a Super Rod. And they need a Super Rod so bad right now. There's another Dianchi coming down. The Xerneas coming down. Muscle Man going down to the Dianchi. Trainer's Maul. Imagine they're looking for a Super Rod. Like, they need a Super Rod to get back to these Spritzies. And if they don't, we're just going to win the game. Eva started to come down. Okay. Let's see. Can we get a Lysander? Sky Return for 30. Not really worried about that. They're probably going to send to the Xerneas. Maybe. Oh, I'm going to send it to Dianchi. Alright, on to our turn. What do we top deck? Hypno. Alright, so we actually can't knock him out this turn. Let's see. Yeah, Dark Hand will only do... Oh, no, it does knock it out. I am so silly. So we will Hypno, Goodnight Babies, putting both of us to sleep. And then we'll All Night Party. I thought he had a Hard Charm on it, but we'll Dark Hand, and we'll do 140 damage. Knock it out to Dianchi just perfectly. I forget that Dianchi has 140. I actually thought it had 160, but there we go. And you can see how strong of a deck, like how strong this deck is. We didn't even have like a supporter card for like 3 turns. We just kept Lysander, taking knockouts whenever we can. And we didn't have All Night Party as well. We just had Zoroark. And I don't know why people aren't running Zoroark. It seems like a good backup attacker, like a really, really good backup attacker in some decks. Mind Jack is broke, Stand In is broke. So why would you not put in your deck? I see people play like Switch. What seems good for like the early game, like turn 1, you can switch maybe Dark Hand turn 1, but that is like very it might happen, but like the likeliness of it happening turn 2 is very unlikely. So I'd rather get a Zoroark turn 2 and start, you Stand In, and then you can max looks into a Darkrai. It seems like a really cool combo that I haven't really seen anybody use yet. So I do think this is a better form of the Darkrai Hypno deck. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Main Deck Monday. I hope you have a great day. Alrighty. Alright. Oh, hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 4,000. We're like 150 away, which might seem like a lot. But tell your friends, if they're not subscribed, go subscribe to Team Fish Knuckles. We're so close to 4,000. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I'm so excited to hit 4,000 subscribers. But hopefully you have a great day. Alrighty.